High in the Himalayas, legend tells of an ancient summit known as the Mayavi Parva. The rule of this mountain was absolute. Any person who approached it carrying greed or arrogance would never return. The mountain was a physical manifestation of Maya, or illusion. It functioned as a specialized trap, specifically designed to ensnare the ego of those who sought to conquer it. Eventually, the internal corruption of the mountain began to leak into the landscape. Black smoke poured from the summit, rivers dried into dust, and the surrounding forests withered into a gray, cracked wasteland. This diagram represents the diagnosis made by the local sages. They realized the decay wasn't a natural disaster, but the work of adharma, a Sanskrit term for unrighteousness. Spiritual decay was literally consuming the physical ecosystem. With the land dying around them, the devotees and sages realized that mortal efforts were useless. They called out to Shri and Bajrang Bali, Lord Hanuman, invoking a divine power to meet the crisis. This suggests that the human ego acts as an environmental vacuum. It creates a toxic decay that physical tools are unable to repair because the source of the rot isn't material. The invocation triggered an atmospheric shift. A golden light pierced through the black clouds, and Lord Hanuman manifested on the mountain, his body glowing with a divine intensity. There was a sharp contrast between the mountain's darkness and Hanuman's form. Carrying a massive golden mace, or gada, his physical presence stood in direct opposition to the suffocating atmosphere of the summit. As he reached the peak, the mountain's defense mechanism appeared, a colossal black serpent with eyes like burning coals. It roared a warning, claiming that no one who entered would leave alive. The serpent unleashed a wall of poison that functioned as a weapon of total darkness. It cascaded down the slopes, swallowing the terrain and leaving the entire area in a state of absolute blindness. This is a difficult tactical position. A massive weapon of solid gold has little effect against an enemy whose primary attack is atmospheric blindness and psychological terror. Hanuman's countermove was a simple statement of spiritual logic. Where righteousness exists, fear has no place to take root. He raised his mace and focused entirely on the name of Shri. That act of devotion transformed his weapon into a light source, generating a golden radiance that physically tore through the toxic smoke. Exposed by the light, the serpent shifted into a massive demon. It physically uprooted the peak of the mountain and hurled the entire rocky mass directly at Hanuman. Hanuman caught the weight of the mountain with one hand and delivered a strike with his mace that shattered the demon's power. This ancient relief carving captures that dynamic moment, documenting the physical victory over the illusion. The demon's defeat caused the entire structure of the illusion to collapse. When the source of the arrogance was destroyed, the power of the Maya vanished along with it. With the demon gone, the environment reset. The air cleared, water flowed again, and barren rocks were immediately covered in green growth. The sages who witnessed this were stunned by the physical feat of catching a mountain. They saw Hanuman's strength as the primary miracle. Hanuman, however, corrected them. He explained that his physical power was a result of his inner state, that his strength was drawn directly from his unwavering devotion to Shri. We map this fable directly to human experience. The serpent and mountain symbolize greed and the ego's weight. Here, moral clarity and faith are the only effective antidotes, occupying the space where the ego used to be, dismantling the illusion from the inside out. While Hanuman eventually returned to the divine light, the method he used to dismantle the darkness remains preserved in the story of the mountain. He demonstrated arrogance can be defeated, provided one has the clarity to see through the illusion.